Have you ever been fired from a voice or a job?
No,
What?
I don't know.
No one's ever replaced you, or I can understand why no one's replaced you.
Well,
or they put
I
you
feel
in and
like
they're like, we're looking for something different now.
no, I think, well, usually the audition process is so complete that I think they know what they know by the time they know it. That didn't make sense, but but I think they got a pretty good idea. No, I don't believe. I mean, I'm sure I have. Well, in one sense, I was because when the WB became the CW, they said, you know, I will say this: they clean house.
Right. It wasn't that they
No,
fired you; they just wanted something completely different.
with that, well, they do. Yeah, exactly right. And I think that was pretty much the case on the Hallmark Channel. And I think they went from having an announcer, me, to not even having an announcer, having like because they had a lot of movies that they would put on that were like 10 or 15 years old, and they would use snippets from the original trailer. You know, so you can't fight that. And I think it was a budget thing.
Do you ever get nervous? Have you ever been
Um,
nervous in a room, or it's a big job and you don't want to blow it, or maybe it was back when you were first starting, like where you felt like, oh, I'm nervous. I wonder if they could tell.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. You know, when I first started out, I was because, you know, you had one job and then you're going, well, geez, I'm gonna need two, you know, and so you get a little nervous, and I was nervous. There was a movie Balto that came out, and Kevin Bacon was Balto, Bridget Fonda was the girlfriend, and I ended up being the bad guy, Steele, and they had gone through a couple of name brand actors, you know, on camera actors. You know, the one of the and this actually happened with Princess and the Frog too. This happened to me a couple times. But they tried this guy and that guy, and I won't even get their names out there. But finally, I guess Spielberg said, "Well, let's get this Cummings guy. What's the matter with him?" And so, and
I read
because
that.
he wanted to get all of it done in one day. He was making Schindler's List at the same time, because you know Schindler's List.
I think he
Balto,
also just
cartoon
completed
movie.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that sounds about right. Yeah.
I
So
almost think that he was working. He went back to back on like two movies like that.
yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
But
And
did you ever meet him?
well, yeah, I well, a couple times anyway, but this time apparently he was done going through Baltos or bad guy. I was Steel, I'm sorry. Balto
Steele.
was the movie. I played Steel. And he said, "All right, you know what? I'm just going to come in. I'm going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do the whole goddamn movie." And so we did, and it was hours and hours and hours. And it was the one time that my great agent Jeff Danis, he said, "You know, Steven's going to be there, huh?" You know what? I think I'll go with you.
Of course.
I think, yeah.
And how long was Steven there?
Well, he was there the whole time. Yeah.
Did he give you any direction?
All day long. You know, I don't think he did. He would occasionally read a line before me, and then I would react to that, and I'm pinching myself. It's Steven Spielberg, I'm saying to the mirror, and I will tell you this. This is pretty good. He goes, "What's that? Oh, all right. Yeah. We'll put him on. Put him on. Hey, Bill, how are you? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm at work. Oh, you am I at work? Yes, of course I'm at work. How about you? You at work too? Are you good?" He says he's at work. Oh, well, listen, so what are you going to lunch? Okay, well, not me. I think I'm ordering. What are we getting? Sandwiches? Anyway, say hello to Hillary. I got to go.
What? He was just on the phone with Bill Clinton.
I said, so you're on the phone with the president? And he goes, "Well, you know, and I go, "Yeah, oh, what are you going to do? You know, guy calls, what the hell?" Yeah, you know, I answer every time he calls me too. You know,
did you get a picture with Steven? Or did
yeah.
You did?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he was a sweetheart?
Yeah, yeah.
But he liked you,
he's
didn't
a great
he?
guy.
Because you did your job.
Yeah, yeah. He was good. He was a good guy. And I met him during the Animaniacs wrap up because he was executive producer, Spielberg Tiny Toons. Steven Spielberg's Tiny Toons. Steven
Mhm.
Spielberg, Animaniacs.
Do you ever feel bad about replacing people? How many
Um,
people do you think you've replaced?
uh, eh,
10?
no, I don't know. I don't. It,
But you
it's
do it.
weird. It's weird. The weirdest one was, and Peter and I are still friends to this day, was Peter Cullen in Rescue Rangers. He was Monterey Jack, the original. And we each did half. He did like 31 and a half shows, and I did 31. There was 65. And it was an Australian tough guy mouse, and Peter was over here like this. And so I was over there like that. And it sounded like they might have been brothers. So and we're
Gosh.
we're sitting there looking at each other like, because they were playing it, and I think Ted Stones, bless him, they had a problem with Peter's accent because it was like too good. I think it was too thick. And a lot of times I'm sure you've been to Australia. Sometimes it's hard to tell what they're saying, and we're speaking the same language.
Yeah.
You know,
No. So they needed something that was more understandable.
more understandable. Yeah,
Wow.
because we didn't really, we weren't that far apart vocally.
Yeah.
And they played his, they played mine, played his, played mine. And we're both sitting there going, okay, yeah, this makes sense. And of course, he was still on the show in other capacities because he had different characters that were ongoing. So we only switched one, and I was in the show already as Don Carnage and Louis, King
Right.
Louis. So it was an odd thing.
That is kind of odd.
It is, yeah.